Hello everyone. If you are watching this video before the end of December 7th, deck submission for the 3-card blind main event tournament is open and you can submit a deck right now. Before you do, let's review the changes to the ban list that came into effect December 1st of 2024. The cards we voted on at the end of November for the ban list changes were Hexdrinker, Daze, Grief and Unmask, Blast Zone, and Ajani Nacatl Pariah. Each of these cards, with the exception of Blast Zone, were added to the ban list. The first card added to the ban list was Hexdrinker, and this continues our trend of eliminating the top 1-drops from the format. The remaining 1-drops are much less powerful and/or are more restricted in how they can be used. I'm interested to see if any 1-drop can rise up and fill the shoes that Hexdrinker has left behind. Last month, the second most popular 1-drop right behind Hexdrinker was Sleep Curse Fairy, and Sleep Curse Fairy's most popular pairing was with Daze, which is now banned. For 1-drops that were able to leverage it, Daze was likely the most versatile piece of disruption available. With Daze out of the picture, other 1-drop pairings don't cast nearly as wide of a net as Daze does. For this reason, I'm curious to see if Sleep Curse Fairy will maintain its popularity without Daze, or if players will turn to use other 1-drops instead. We voted on Grief and Unmask as a pair due to their similarity in function as well as the deck they are played in combination with either Force of Despair or Contagion, there were very few decks that were entirely resistant to these powerful combinations. There's nothing that can quite fill the same niche as these powerful pitch to cast control spells, so it will be interesting to see how the meta adjusts now that they are finally gone. The final card added to the ban list this month was Ajani Nacatl Pariah, which surprisingly to me was the most negatively perceived card on this vote. I suspect a large driver for why players were hoping to see this card go away was the overprevalence of remote farm decks, with Ajani representing the most popular among all threats being used in them. A more subtle reason that I suspect that players voted negatively on this card that isn't captured by the statistics on the website is that it poses significant challenge in terms of calculating match outcomes. This might not initially seem like a major driver for a negative opinion on a card, but a significant portion of the most invested players in the format spend a lot of time calculating match outcomes to help determine whether their deck selection is the best one. As a single card that was popular and powerful as well as difficult to calculate for, Ajani being banned may represent several hours of time saved for many members of this community. In addition to these 5 cards being banned, we also saw 2 cards unbanned by the supporters of this community who have the privilege of participating in the unban vote. The first of these is Stingerback Terror, which is a powerful all-in threat which, at the time it was banned, had the unique advantage of being able to be played through tax effects like Anointed Peacekeeper. Since Stingerback was initially banned, both Anointed Peacekeeper and Curse of Silence were added to the ban list, and we saw the brand new card Unstoppable Slasher introduced to the format. With Unstoppable Slasher as its direct competitor, it will be interesting to see if Stingerback Terror still has a defendable niche within the meta. Our other unban was Idol of False Gods. When Idol of False Gods was initially banned, it was being used in tandem with City of Traitors and Disruptor Flute, which are both extremely powerful cards that have since been added to the ban list as well. In the absence of City of Traitors, players will have to rely on cards like Ancient Tomb, Eldrazi Temple, and Sol Ring to power this engine-like threat. I'm particularly excited to see how Idol performs into the meta and whether it will be able to be a healthy part of the format in the absence of cards like Disruptor Flute and City of Traitors. And that wraps up the ban list updates that have come into effect for this December. Remember to head on over to the website and submit a deck if you want to participate in the main event for this month. Thanks for watching everyone, and see you soon.